Hello, goody, everyone. This is Dayhawk, bringing to you my review of Kamen Rider Revice episode 41. In this episode, either people are running out of time to people being angry, and yeah, that sums it up because the important highlights of this episode is Akaishi Palpatine wants to kill the rest of the family because apparently Daiji Skywalker hasn't been fully corrupted yet. He still has, according to him, attachments towards his family. And he even said in the beginning of the show that, Akaishi was praising him, thanking him for the job that he's doing for humanity, and Daiji is like, I didn't do it for you. I only did what is right. And, Akaishi was telling him, I see you more as a son. But you see Daiji's face is like, what the hell are you doing? Because you see Akaishi just almost patting him on the head, or in this case on the side of his head, and Daiji is giving him that weird look on his face. It's like, what the hell are you doing? And he ends up leaving, and this is where he tells Vail that, I changed my mind. Kill the rest of his family. Daiji is the only person that I need right now. And then we have the debut of the demon troopers, and I have to tell you, I don't want to treat these type of writers as father, as third base, whatever. I know they have a role in this, but by God, how in the beginning, when there's a new suit involved, I always say, it needs a little bit, it's good, but it needs a little bit of tweaking here and there. It's not bad, but it still needs some work. In this case, guys, this writer needs a lot of work. A lot. This is one of the least of the suits that I don't like. But I understand, because they're meant to be foot soldiers. They're not meant to be anything else. But I don't like to treat any writers to be in that lower tier, whatever, because because thanks to that little duel with Michi and his older brother in Gaim, where Michi has his brother's upgraded form and his brother has his basic form, and yet the brother still defeated Michi, even though it was supposed to be his ultimate form, I guess, or his champion form. And it taught me that it doesn't matter if you have a final form, an ultimate form, or a base form. If you know how to fight, if you know how to strategize, you have a chance of winning. And that pretty much taught me that. So it doesn't matter if a person has a basic form forever, like in this case Sakura. Sakura never had a new form, but I believe she doesn't really need a new form because she can handle her own. And Sangetsu, he doesn't really need a new form because he has proven that whether it's a final form, like I said before, in any form, he can still whip some ass, And I don't want to downgrade these writers, but I understand their purpose, but by God, their suits are ugly. Talk about lazy. But, they're meant to become foot soldiers, and I understand. Another thing, finally, Ikki's parents knows the truth behind Ikki's images disappearing. Ikki tells the story, and his mom was, I understand, I get it, and I'm proud of you, while Junpei or Genta, whoever you like to name him, he is doesn't like the idea at all. And I can tell because he was like, my children shouldn't never be involved in this whatsoever, because this is my problem. Vail is my problem. And yet my children is paying the price for the sins of the past. And mind you, there's a little Easter egg in that spa, because as Ikki was telling the story, you could see in the back where Ikki's parents are sitting, you could see all the drivers from past seasons to even the helmet of Saver. Nice, cool little Easter eggs in the back. I thought it was pretty cool. For people who haven't noticed. Another important fact is that Vail's time is almost up. Apparently his body is only temporarily, and those V stamps are helping him to not only give him power, but to make him stay in the physical realm. I'm not completely sure if he dies or he just reverts back to his spirit form. I don't know. But they're making it sound that his time is almost up and he is going to die. If he's going to die, what's going to happen to Junpei? Is he going to react the same way as Daiji and Hirumi did? We don't know. Apparently those two are a special case. Let's see what else. Okay. The whole Hikaru thing is just him in the dojo sparring with Sakura. To me, I understand, but at the same time, you have no time to mourn. Especially when you have Akaishi Palpatine sending waves after wave of demons trying to invade all of the weekend's shelters. And it's just, come on, Hikaru, I understand that you're in mourning, but you can't do this right now. Not when you have Hana and Hirumi trying to defend what remains of their shelters, and Ikki and Vice are dealing with Akaishi, Daiji, and Vail at all. It's just, I understand why the scene was there, but you picked the wrong time to mourn. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, speaking of demons, Giff is not happy. He's getting impatient, and he is pissed, but he's mostly impatient. But Akaishi made it sound that he is angry. He is sick and tired of humanity fighting back, and that's it. I'm coming out of whatever realm I'm in, and I'm gonna do something about it. And Daiji is all scared and just like, okay, what does this mean? And Akaishi's like, okay, he's pissed, and if we don't do something soon, he's gonna take care of things himself. He's gonna wipe out humanity. It's the same thing that happened, when I was, I witnessed this thing that happened. It's gonna happen again. And Daiji's like, you know what? I'm gonna stop this demon lord by stop being my brother. That's what he said. That's what he said. Daiji Skywalker is gonna stop, Ikki Obi-Wan Kenobi. Is it Ikki Obi-Wan Kenobi? I mean, either way, it sounds weird because the first one is Ikki has too many names, and I take away Obi-Wan, Ikki Kenobi. Okay, Ikki Kenobi. There you go. Perfect. Ikki Kenobi. Yeah. Let's see what else happened. Okay, Dr. Karizaki, apparently his time is almost up, and Junpei wants to be involved now, and he goes to George and say, hey, can you make me a new driver because I need to settle things with Vail, and he's gonna do it, obviously. And there's one thing too I need to say, and I've been wanting to say this ever since ever. Guns do not work against the supernatural, okay? I feel like I already said this in the previous review, but it's worth saying it again, because I keep seeing Hiromi with his foot soldiers, people who are defending the shelters with guns. It's like, why are you using, mortal guns? Have, these special guns that can deal with these supernatural beings, because they're not doing a damn thing. And it's just, I don't know, it's frustrating the hell out of me, because you see in every season involving involving this certain universe police, and you see them shoot monsters, you see them shoot supernatural beings, monsters, whatever demonic thing that's going on. You see them shoot, but the monster that's receiving those bullets, those shots, are not making a single dent. And to me, you guys are wasting bullets. And I'm sorry. I mean, Weekend, Phoenix, Ames, whoever, if you have a demon, monster, supernatural, whatever, you need like a special kind of weapon, at least until your hero comes in and finishes the job. Because right now, you guys are stupid, you're wasting bullets, and it's your own fault that you haven't created any weapons that can make any dents towards the enemy. That's all I'm gonna say about that. God sakes. Let's see. I think I gotten most of the important stuff out of the way, because that's pretty much what it was, because, oh yes, I almost forgot. At the end of the episode, Akaishi and Vail makes their appearance for the final time in this episode, and the usual exchange between enemies. Akaishi Palpatine is telling Ikki that history is repeating themselves. Why on earth are you interfering with peace? The reason why humanity still exists is because I made a deal with Giff, and I told him that I'll be the overseer of humanity in the hopes that humanity, accepts him. And Ikki is like, what's the point of having peace when your idea of peace is enslaving people and take away their people's smiles? Like, what's that's your peace? I live in a world where peace freedom coexists, and humanity is happy. They're smiling because they have one life to live, and they want to make the best of their lives before they are gone from this world. In Akaishi's world, Giff's world, what is there? If there is peace in their world, it's just, I don't know. It's hard to picture a world where Giff is the ultimate ruler, because Akaishi made it sound that you're interfering with peace. You're interfering demons and humans, like humanity coexist. Giff and humanity coexisting in peace. We don't even know Giff's true intentions. Akaishi is maybe led to believe that Giff is here in this world to share his knowledge. He wants to give back to the world, and hopefully, make humanity will view him as a god, and they can go exist in peace. While Giff himself probably is like, well, I'm just want to enslave people. That's it. I want to make this world mine, and that's it. But, it's the usual exchange, and then Vail and Vice, the typical, I'm tired of fighting with you. You're no demon. You're a disgrace. And Vice is like, you're the one to talk. I mean, you're not getting inside my head anymore. You're done. It's over. And of course, they can't do anything towards Vail, because if he gets destroyed, something bad's going to happen to their dad. So they can't risk it. Unlike Akaishi, where it looks like he was about to get destroyed, and you see one of his arms turn gray, almost as if it's going to break. And all of a sudden, as Vice and Ikki were gonna give him the finishing blow, all of a sudden the Mouth of Giff just went down, and they missed. It's almost like when Rita countered the Power Rangers' ultimate attack by making her monster grow before that blast connected to her monster. It's kind of like that. It reminds me a whole lot of that. I think the reason that Akaishi was scared and left the battle was because he is smelling his own mortality. Like, he came really close to getting killed by these two people. Well, one person and a demon. He was really close, and he is like in shock. He doesn't believe that this happened to him. First he got beaten, and then he was close to death. For him to be immortal for so long, almost coming close to death itself, it kind of like, stuns someone like him. He leaves Vail stranded. Obviously, again, he's not going to do anything to him. But he leaves. But in these recent battles, Vail's body is starting to give out. So apparently what we learned is that Giff never gave him a permanent body. This is only a temporary one, so apparently he needs the V stamps in order to stay in the physical realm, and also to give him power. But even that is not going to help him. So my question is if Papa San never had this battle, is never going to have this battle, which the battle is going to happen in the next episode, and just let Vail just disappear on his own, again, what's going to happen to Papa-san here? You know, is he going to die, or he's going to have the same negative effects as, you know, Daiji and Hirumi? Also, of course, with Ikki's situation is also special as well. But yeah. And then Dr. Karazaki appears saying that I think it's time to, you know, end this chapter of, you know, of my life. And he has a driver with the Triceratops V stamp, and the episode ends there. So obviously he's not going to transform because he is sick, ill, he can't do anything, but he knows his time is close at hand. But other than that, I think that's it. Overall, the episode didn't have much going on, except that Ikki's parents knows Ikki's secret. Let's see. Giff is pissed. The new demon troopers, Genta or Junpei, is just had enough, and he needs to deal with Vail. That's why he went to George, and hopefully he will give him a new driver. And I almost forgot, but this is not really important, but I will end it with that. Then you have Hikaru in mourning, and Sakura telling him that he did love you. The only issue two issues that I have. The first issue I already said before. This scene shouldn't have happened, only because Hirumi and Hana and the rest of the weekend soldiers are trying their best to protect the shelters from incoming demons, while you see Sakura and Hikaru just having a spa. You know, a training session. I know it's true. It's like their punching bag, I guess. You know, they're sparring, but it's just not the right time. And the other issue that I have is, again, from previous reviews, the reason Tasuke did what he did because he felt he had no choice. Because again, in war, you're gonna make, especially when you're a leader, you're gonna make choices that you're not gonna like, and you might hate yourself at the end of it, but you did it to save lives, to minimize the casualties. That's why he did what he did with Weekend Mama. You know? And Hikaru doesn't understand why he made that decision, and yet he sacrificed himself for him to get away. He doesn't understand. And I wish Sakura would have just said, your dad did what he did because he thought that it was the right thing to do. Maybe it wasn't the right thing to do, but he thought that it will be less casualties, because if he would have sticked around in that battle, there will be more deaths, you know. And the reason why Weekend Dad did what he did is because he loved you. That's the thing I did like. But overall, just in general, I wish Sakura would have just said, in war, you're going to make choices you're not going to like. It is what it is. and he sacrificed himself for you. Even though you were not even his son, he did it because he loved you. And that's the way you should have ended. Also, this scene itself, I wish if you wanted to build Hikaru's character, this scene could have been put in the earlier episodes where Sakura was having difficulties deciding what to do. And then Hikaru would just jump in, ask for a sparring match, and they talk it out, and like, what is it? You're confused, blah, blah, blah. And then you would have built character that way. But here it's just bad placement, bad timing. Like, I get it, but it's just, not when you have your friends and family, fighting for their lives and for other people, defending these shelters from the likes of the Mouth of Giff and Vail and Daiji, and just, I don't know, just bad. It's just really bad. Other than that, I think, I will end it with this. The graphics. I know I said this before, but when Daiji came in and then Hana came in right after, the graphics of them flying were horrible. They suck. It looked like it came from I don't know, the 80s, 90s. And Toei, come on, you have a ton of money. And I assume you have money stashed somewhere to tell your people, hey, we need to update our, graphics because these look lazy and cheap. I know what you're going to say to me, guys. It's been done before. They've been doing it for years. I get it. But come on, this is the year of, this is the year 2022. You could at least you need to upgrade your stuff. Don't be lazy. You've been lazy with your suits. And luckily I haven't made a video of your suits because I know this is going to be a long ass rant. Yeah. You guys are being lazy with your suits. You're being lazy with your graphics. Come on now. I know this is going to turn into a mini rant, but this is how I feel. I'm a freaking fan of this show. I wanted to improve story-wise, character-wise, even the graphic-wise. I'm such a fan of this show. I'm having fun doing these review episodes of Rider with you guys. This isn't me being a hater as people say it now, which is so stupid. I have reasons to say this sucks, or this is good, and blah, blah, blah. This is the reason why. But I'm saying that people who are in charge of tokusatsu really need to improve on their graphics, their suits. Just stop being lazy. Just stop. You guys are rich at this point. You made a lot of money. Start improving on your stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. Other than that, I think that's it, guys. If I missed anything, please do comment down below. If you like the episode, if you dislike the episode, just comment down below. I want to interact with other writer fans. Give a like if you like it, and please subscribe because it definitely helps. Other than that, I think that is it. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all on the other side of Oblivion. Johnny! Also, I almost forgot. Even though this is not a news channel, this is mostly a review channel. The logo for Kamen Rider Gets, I believe it's pronounced right, or Geats has been officially announced. Their opening title, their trademark, it's already trademarked. So it's official, guys. Kamen Rider Geats is coming in August, I believe. So in July, in the middle of July, we're gonna get an announcement of who's gonna be playing who. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make a video on that because I'm not a news channel. I'm just doing reviews. If you guys want me to, do a video on the announcement, I would do that. But other than that, I'm just announcing this, that Kamen Rider Geats, the logo, it's all official now. It's all trademark. And July, Toei Studios is gonna hunt down new actors for these writers. And yeah, I can't believe it's already here. The year is going by fast. Anyways, thank you again, and this time I will see you all on the other side. Johnny!